Thomas Massie just keeps getting into it. It gets worse and worse for this man every day. And if he thinks this kind of thing is going to help him, I got some news for him. This is going to hurt him with his voters. So the New York Times has now come out in support of Thomas Massie. Quote, headline, he's one of a dying breed in Congress. Congress needs him more now than ever. My God, folks, this is like how you crush your campaign among Republicans. Just get the New York Times to celebrate you. Now, I really cannot wait till all the Massie stands kind of into my chat and light me up saying, oh, you're Israel. How's your $7,000? You enjoying that? Dude, if you guys can support the New York Times embracing your boy, well, then you got bigger problems. Just how insane do you have to be to think the New York Times is actually on the side of good? This tells you more than anything else who's actually behind Thomas Massie and who actually cares if he's there. Khanna, who is one of the most progressive leftists in the entire Senate, hardcore, just tried to pass a wealth tax in California, and as a result of his doing, $2 trillion worth of billionaires has now left California, and which is only going to hurt their budget more. Yeah, that guy, one of the greatest frauds in Congress, is endorsing him as well now. Thomas Massie is a man of character. He's a type of congressman our founders envisioned. I hope his constituents will see the courage, independence, sincere love of country he brings to the job. Are they trying to tank him? That's the question now, because I'm sure that ruby red Kentuckians who are super MAGA, even Massie came out and said 80 to 90% of his constituents are MAGA. Even them, I don't think they're loving seeing who's endorsing him right now. This is so bad. And the only thing I can think of is that maybe it's so bad for him right now. It's falling apart so quickly that they're actually going to try to get some Democrats to go vote in the primaries. Now, I don't know if in Kentucky, if you can vote across parties or if you have to register, but we might actually see an attempt to do that where they change their registration on the day of or some. I don't know if Kentucky allows that. Some states do, but we'll see. Because this is like all out craziness. We have Anna Kasparian, who is hardcore leftist from the Young Turks. She's coming out and defending Thomas Massie now. Let's listen to Anna.
Most of his money.
Oh, by the way, on the Megyn Kelly show. It just gets better.
Money is from out of state, and it's from people who prioritize Israel over the American people.
Hold on a second. We've already proven that like somewhere between 80 and 90% of the money Massie's raised is from out of state as well. We've proven that. I've showed you guys the receipts, but regardless, they're going to spew their talking points.
I'm kind of shocked to see that his challenger is rising in the polls. In fact, yesterday, for the first time, there was one poll that showed that he not only closed Massie's lead, but he has now passed Massie in the polling. And so what this communicates to us is that our elections and our so-called democracy isn't real, right? That moneyed interests are the ones who control everything. They get to decide who they elect. And a lobby that is far more concerned with a foreign country has more power than ordinary Americans who live and care about this country.
It's the Jews. It's the Jews. Now, I expect this from Anna Kasparian and the Young Turks, but these are the people defending Thomas Massie is so funny to me.
Live in and care about this country. Mm-hmm. So we really, I am terrified that he's going to beat Massie in the primary.
Why? Now, this is what drives me insane. So if you're a libertarian, okay, and you are, or even like the Groiper types who love Massie, the America First types, this is one of the craziest things to me is if that's who you are, and if you're principled, and if you really truly believe in a smaller government, and if you really truly believe we shouldn't do any foreign aid or be involved overseas at all. But you have a choice to make between the Democrats, who would just give all our money away to other people that haven't earned it and would expand the government to sight unseen. If you're America first, and those are two of your guiding principles, the fact that the side that wants that, okay, is terrified that Thomas Massie could lose, even though Thomas Massie's supposed to be this principled America first libertarian. What does that say about you? What does that say that the hardcore progressive lefties are scared Thomas Massie could lose? And you're telling me that I'm an Israel stan because I want Thomas Massie to lose? No, I want Thomas Massie. I don't care about Israel, by the way. It's not even an issue to me on my, it's like 75th on the issues I care about. Israel is so far down the list, it doesn't even matter to me. What I care about is all these other things, and Thomas Massie is terrible on them. He's hurting the MAGA movement. He's hurting President Trump's agenda. He's awful for us, but he is loved by them. And guess what? They're all on the same side. How is all of a sudden Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur and Ro Khanna and the New York Times on the same side as people who are supposed to be on the right, like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly? That's interesting. Dave Smith. Or maybe you're just all total frauds. And maybe Thomas Massie is just a total fraud. I'm sorry, but show me who you are by who you hang out with. Bingo. Let's let it finish.
Not only because I think it's unfair to Massie, who's a principled politician, a unicorn, really, when you think about it. I'm worried that this is going to disenfranchise voters to a point where they're just not going to participate in any election. And then what? And then what happens, right? So I just don't know how to solve this other than calling for a constitutional amendment that takes money out of politics. Most of his...
It's so stupid. Takes money out of politics. No, they just want the government to control the money in politics. So everybody's on a level basis, which means that somebody completely unpopular could get the same amount of money as somebody who is popular. That is such a stupid system. These people are the worst losers. Now, we actually have Loan Boebert coming out for Thomas Massie now. And in fact, she just posted on this. So let me share this with you guys. But this makes me sad. Boebert in general has been pretty good for MAGA. But this is just all you need to know. I mean, if you can't make a stand on this right here, you have serious issues and you just can't be trusted. But she has come out. Below is my friend Thomas Massie. Loves America, is fine to save it. Below is also my friend Donald Trump. I support both of these men. It doesn't make me angry, Lauren. It just tells me you're a terrible judge of character. So Lauren is just willing to go wherever the wind blows, I guess. She's trying to play both sides, which is sad to me. Hopefully, my hope is that, because she's probably going to stay in here, is that my hope is that once Lauren Massie's gone, which he should be gone after next Tuesday, he'll still be in Congress till next January. But once he's officially gone, that she'll just fall in line again. That's my hope, because she still gets voted in from Colorado. We need somebody like her there. But this is just pathetic. This makes me very sad. All right, now here's interesting. Now, everybody's like, Thomas Massie's so principled and keeps going. Well, I didn't know this, but somebody just exposed this, which is great. It says, I think Massie started out in public service for the right reasons, doing the right things. In March of 2012, he signed an oath to support term limits, but he violated that oath immediately. He was going to make it law. He said only 3 terms for House members. Here it is, his signature. 3 terms for House terms and 2 for Senate. But Massie is now on his 6th term and running for a 7th. I thought this man was principled. I'm just saying, like, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, you know? Or the fact that I brought up many times Massie only posted about Epstein 3 times before 2026, once in 2022 and twice in 24, which, by the way, both those times in 24 were after Trump was already clearly leading the primaries. So the only other one was this, and it was in a reply, wasn't the actual message. So for Massie, who cares so much about the exposure of Epstein and the truth of Epstein, why did it take him so long to actually bring it up when it's been clearly a big deal since 2019? I don't know. I'm just asking questions, just like Tucker. Here, Han Shawnedy has compiled an extensive list of Thomas Massie's accomplishments. There it is, guys, just so you know. He's a great guy. Hate to lose him. We don't want to lose what he keeps doing here for all of us, for all of America. So Massie, it's not looking good for him. He's down in the polls. The panic is all over the place. I mean, when the New York Times is joining in, it's panic time. Anna Kasparian is terrified he's going to lose, far lefty. So I'm just saying, again, watch party next Tuesday night. We're going to watch the primary, and hopefully we're all going to be celebrating that Massie not only loses, but gets absolutely destroyed. That's what I'm hoping for. But again, he's not alone. And one of his absolute big buddies, Candace Owens, who we showed her endorsement of him yesterday. She's having a bad day as the White House military office just came out and said, we actually have no record of communications with you. So Candace had come out with communications from the White House way back in November, and saying they were going to look into things about Charlie and her show. And now they've officially gone on record saying, yeah, we don't know anything about this. We didn't authorize, draft, or publish content in question. Any attribution is false. So Candace caught in a big old lie again, which shouldn't surprise you. And so somebody who is on my side of things with Candace put this together so we could all laugh about. But here's Candace Owens. And the genius Candace Owens and all of the times she's mispronounced words. So I thought I'd share this so we could all have a good laugh.
Their new push is just that I'm stupid. It is a biennial joint military operation. Sex slave was hired by music mogul. Candace is dumb. She's really stupid. I am so very disappointed in Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi, who all made these grandiose promises. I am saying this in its true denitive meaning. She mispronounced a word. There's been so much toxicity given all the toxicity there, discussing their toxicity. We're going to go scroll through 300 episodes and look, and a CEO and a chairman has to compartmentalize. If you can't compartmentalize, compartmented. We knew a kerfluffle happened as this dress kerfluffle causes this whole race kerfluffle. A serious kerfluffle. She's ignorant. It was a philosophy class called Senior Sem, and he used to come in every day with a debacle. Hadn't yet committed the crime that creates that whole debacle. Taylor Swift was somehow involved in this entire debacle. The Kanye West debacle, Christ is King debacle, the Christ is King non-debacle, Jeffrey Epstein, this whole debacle, Epstein debacle, and him wanting to move on from the Epstein debacle, the FISA debacle. Are you guys following this debacle with her earrings? The Hamptons debacle came up. Okay, remember that whole debacle? Sort of a debacle. When that whole
she
debacle
loves that word, man.
Entire debacle. Calling out Candace Owens and waiting for her to make a mistake so they can try to delegitimize every effort that she is making to get to the bottom of this thing. That was meant to legitimatize her. It wasn't because people were just trying to delegitimize him. This caricature of Candace Owens, I did not grow up in a Prince household beyond a couple of his major hits, namely Raspberry Beret, retired Green Beret. To do it again posthumously will be posthumously honored, a posthumous award. They've decided posthumously.
That was not too bad.
Posthumously. And so I'll give you an analogy, or actually an anecdote, not even an anecdote, an anecdote. I'm sorry, I don't speak German. Everybody uses the terminology blitz, blitzkrieg. You can't even say blitz means lightning, Krieg means war, and the NFL football team say blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg! Like, Catholic, no, he just liked the architecture. He loved the architecture. It was about the architecture. Like, yeah, no, like he loved the architecture. I think this may have been about more than the
not great,
architecture. Ways that you can honor Charlie. Stop telling us that it has to always be Miss Macabre, like obligatory. Does the obligatory thing, doing the obligatory. We're obligatory. Tyler Boyer then jumped into the foray, and Alex Jones jumped into the foray. There is a borough that has been corrupt. The borough of alcohol and tobacco, federal borough investigation, FBI borough, or borough of prisons chief. What is the borough doing? All of these bureaucrats, among bureaucrats, into the bureaucrats, the federal borough, state borough, Utah borough, rebuilding this borough. Look at the boroughs. Is the boroughs borough? Were you brought into an FBI borough? Borough. The IDF even dropped napalm. Because these chips are made with real food, they are more satiating. Beef tallow makes the chips much more satiating. They are more satiating. Towards the end of Obama, we started hearing all of this rhetoric. People are getting tired of this rhetoric. They're tired of rhetoric. And my rhetoric, and they didn't like that rhetoric, this rhetoric. The wisdom of Solomon, it came to be seen as an amulet or a talisman. Jews and that like medieval jewelry, like everything that we're learning about medieval jewelry is a lie. And there have been so many concerted attacks. Definitely am seeing a concerted attack. A concerted effort makes a concerted effort in these concerted efforts. There was a concerted effort. A concerted effort. Obviously, that's pretty reminiscent. That's eerily reminiscent. Is reminiscent. Sweeping power is reminiscent. It is reminiscent. It's sounding a bit reminiscent. Very reminiscent. So reminiscent. It's becoming very much reminiscent. See them wield a cutlass, the machete, with such flourish and finesse. We all have the same memory of something, but they're telling us it wasn't a thing, like Fruit of the Loom. Apparently, there was no cornucopia. Michael McCoy says to his dad, Charlie's been shot, pray for him. He says the minute, maybe he's being a little hyperbolic, being facetious a little bit, hyperbolic. I'm being hyperbolic here, and I'm not saying that in a hyperbolic way. You're going to be hyperbolic and hyperbolic language, but rather hyperbolic. You were just being hyperbolic, extremely hyperbolic, this hyperbolic. Okay, I'm probably being a little hyperbolic.
Are you going to like know where he goes and shit, though?
I'm being hyperbolic. Stop having people scroll through every second of my show trying to find me mispronouncing words. It's such a ridiculous way to try to delegitimize the research.
Don't delegitimize her, guys. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I hope you enjoyed that. That makes me fun. Oh, man. At this point, Candace, you get everything that's coming to you. I'm sorry. She just does. This, I don't feel bad. We got to laugh at this stuff, right? We got to laugh at this stuff because it's so it just exposes who she is and why she so easily just goes down all these crazy rabbit trails. You just can't trust somebody like this. It's one thing to have like a couple mispronunciations and a lisp or, a couple of those I thought were a little too hard on her, but some of them are so insane. And the way she just doubles down, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, she's always making me laugh. And then, here, this is why we laugh at her. Okay. Because then there's stuff like this that comes out that her followers actually take seriously, including her dream of Charlie. And now, the dreams of Charlie are just being doubled down on.
And he comes to me and I don't know, you tell me if that's like Charlie.
Charlie's now coming to Candace Owens' friends and dreams too, guys. It's a virus.
Hugs me for some reason, smiles, and he's like, "You're doing just fine." I never knew him personally, but he was smiling and he hugged me and he's like, "You're doing just fine." So I remember like just asking him like, "Who killed you?" So I did. I was like, "Who killed you?" Like that would be easier to tell me like who killed you. And you know what he said? He said the same people that killed JFK.
Oh.
Wow, you had this in your dream.
In a dream. Wow. I woke up at 4.
Thanks, Candace. Thanks for making us all legitimate. This is and I still get people who are like defending Candace Owens to me every time I go after her. Well, she's the only one questioning it. If it wasn't for her, let me look into it. Stop being hard on Candace. You haven't done your research. Okay. That's all I gotta say to you guys. Okay. Because this is her research. This is her research. Charlie came to me in a dream, told me who killed him. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. All right. Well, then we got Marjorie Taylor Greene. Just remembering back when she told everybody she was going to name the names on the list just a few weeks before she quit. Here's I love that this stuff keeps coming up. Okay. And the reason I play it for you guys is because sometimes we forget. All right. We can forget, and I get new viewers who may not understand why I'm so hard on some of these people. But we're at the point now where like there are a group of people with enough influence and they've been connected to the movement enough where we have to completely distance ourselves from them, and we have to show why they're absolute frauds. Okay. So it's always backing myself up. And this clip of Marjorie just came out, and it's taken from back a while ago, but I had forgotten about this. And so I wanted to share it because it just, knowing what we know now, it's just even more damning. And so anybody who's been taking Marjorie still seriously and really believes that President Trump said to that her son being threatened was her fault, and if it happens, anybody who believes any word a woman says, well, let's see what she said just a few weeks before she quit.
I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women. Okay,
so they did give you a list, and it's not the list we all saw. It's a list that's open and anybody could read. And yes, that list came out after she left, but I'm sorry, most of that information had already been passed around. They knew this stuff. And that information, Massie had gotten a lot of it. The DOJ that had many meetings with them. Why did you quit before you would have had a chance at this? And why have Massie, Khanna, all these other people who came behind you, Nancy Mace, who said that we're just like you. We're going to name names. We're going to get it all out there. I mean, she's standing. This is an event where Thomas Massie was. She's there with Massie and Khanna. And yet nobody's come to the center and named names because they have the list. They have everything. They can go look at it anytime they want, unredacted. That's just a stone cold fact that not one congressman has come out and said otherwise. In fact, the only complaint they had is we only get 2 hours at a time to read it. Only 2 hours at a time. Well, if you did that was 2 months ago. So if you went 2 days a week for 2 hours, that's 4 hours a day to go look at all the unredacted names, you would have a whole lot of evidence, wouldn't you? You would have everything, and you could go release it, but you didn't, did you? So this is just another reminder of what an absolute fraud this woman is. And Benny Johnson, to his credit, I gave him lots of credit yesterday. Well, when he called her out, Marjorie responded to him, calling him a lying scumbag, and he's spreading lies. And Benny, who, I haven't been a big fan of Benny, but now he's winning me over because of stuff like this. He's willing. He's one of the few influencers willing to go out and actually call these people out. And Benny, for that, you get props. Says more drama and crash outs. Got it. But thanks for proving my point. Repeat the lies about me, which I've denied over and over again. You're trying to destroy MAGA. You're working for the left. Do you think Trump's a Russian asset? Here's the difference. What you said about me is evidence-free slander. What I said about you is true. I had you on my show a dozen times where you claim to be fighting for mass deportations, secure borders, secure elections, and fighting against the forces to destroy our country. These turned out to be lies to my audience since you now choose to dunk on the president to get booked on The View and legacy media networks. Well done, Benny Johnson. You're sympathizing with Democrats who've been facilitating an invasion of our country and want us all dead. I cover the news. I covered what's been alleged about Massie. I covered the news about you. You both were supposed to represent your voters who also elected Trump. You turned on them, and that is true. Boom, shakalaka. I am so happy for this. Again, Benny's still not my favorite. I've had my questions about him. I definitely, his style rubs me a little raw. He's a little too, I've had 75 shots of espresso today. Just not my style. Not what I like to listen to. Don't always feel he adds too much to the energy, the conversation. But man, props where props are due. He just flat out destroyed Marjorie Taylor Greene. So this is This is great, and I'm going to give him props for it because you know who's not doing this? Alex Jones isn't doing this. He's become one of them. It's basically guys like Benny Johnson and Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, who've actually stepped up and been calling these people out. And so good on them. I'm not a Ben Shapiro fan either, but, you know, props where props are due. And, I'm not a big Glenn Beck fan, but props where props are due. These guys who are, especially Shapiro, you could argue Beck, they're old school conservative neocon types. Not the biggest fans of them, but hey, in this fight, they're more on our side than MTG is, or Tucker, or Massie. And so for now, we'll keep our alliance with them. But yeah, so well done, Benny. Well done. And the last thing today, Peter Schiff. This one's going to hurt some of you guys, especially some of you gold bugs and libertarian leaners. Peter Schiff has just become worse and worse over the years. And I feel like at this point, we can lump him in with the grifter class. But he's coming out and just saying the most nonsensical stuff now. Absent a U.S. boots on the ground invasion occupation, it's clear Iran will win this war. It will emerge with more influence in the Gulf than it had before, and control over the Strait of Hormuz will give it an economic advantage it never enjoyed in the past. I'm sorry, Peter. You're wrong on all counts. Peter Schiff has been nonstop critical. He's gone far into that libertarian wing of things with the Dave Smiths of the world, Clint Russells of the world, and it's just sad. I used to respect Peter Schiff. I held on as long as I could, but he's gotten worse and worse and worse. And I feel like at this point, there's no coming back for him. So, we got to call them out where they're at. Tom Luongo used to be friends with Schiff, says literally the exact opposite outcomes being negotiated by Trump and Xi, and all the libertarians are simping for Iran. It's hilarious. Have they been a psyop the entire time? And at this point, I would argue absolutely yes. Libertarians, not the guy next door, but the libertarians who run the Libertarian Party and are prominent libertarians, I would say at this point, nearly all, if not all of them, are absolute frauds and are just existing to try and beat back any bit of progress we can have. And that's just something that I can't unsee anymore. And so that's how I see it. But it's a good thing they're showing who they are. Trump has forced them all to show their true colors, and we're going to be a lot better for it going forward.